Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. My name is Shalwa Agustia with the number A1B223004 from class R004. Okay, today I will present a comprehensive analysis of a teaching demonstration video entitled Active and Passive Voice of Teaching Demonstration for Grade 7, presented by Giselle Maringoloso. This lesson focuses on English grammar, specifically on helping students understand the difference between active and passive voice. First, let's look at lesson introduction. The session begins with a standard classroom routine, including a prayer and attendance check. After that, the teacher reviews the previous lessons about the part of a sentence. She emphasizes that students must first understand the subject, which is the door of the action, the verb, which shows the action, and the object, which receives the action. This step is important because it builds the foundation for understanding voice in sentences. Next, the teacher uses an engaging activity called the crumpled paper activity. She shows a piece of paper that is already crumpled to represent a situation where the door is unknown. Then she asks students to crumple another piece of paper. Through this simple activity, she explains that voice tells us whether the subject performs the action or receives it. This method is effective because it makes an abstract concept more concrete and easier for students to understand. Now, moving the main concepts, the teacher explains active voice as a sentence where the subject performed the action. For example, the judge pounded the gavel. In the sentence, the subject clearly does the action, making the sentence direct and easy to understand. And then she explained passive voice. In passive voice, the subject receives the action. For example, the gavel was pounded by the judge. The teacher also gives helpful clues to identify passive sentences, such as the use of helping verbs like was or were and the word by before the door. These indicators help students recognize passive voice more easily. After explaining the concepts, the teacher provides guided practice. Students are asked to identify whether sentences are active or passive. For example, Roma wore her glasses is active because Roma is the door, while the rat was chased by the car. It's passive because the rat receives the actions. This activity allows students to apply their understanding directly. In addition, the teacher explained the importance of using these forms in communication. Active voice is usually clearer, more direct, and more concise, so it's commonly used in daily communication. On the other hand, passive voice is useful when the speaker wants to emphasize the receiver of the action or avoid repetition in writing. This helps students understand when and why to use each form. Finally, the lessons end with assessment and evaluation. The teacher gives a short quiz to check students' understanding, followed by peer checking. She also assigns a writing task where students must write a paragraph about their hobby using at least 2 active sentences and 3 passive sentences. These tasks encourage students to apply what they have learned in a meaningful context. In conclusion, this teaching demonstration is well structured and effective. The teacher combines clear explanation, engaging activities, guided practice, and appropriate assessment. As a result, students are able not only to understand active and passive voice, but also to use them in real communication. That's all from me. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.